Hi, this is Bill with Dine Drink Vegas. It is July of 2022, and we're having dinner here at Morimoto inside the MGM Grand. Morimoto is high-end Japanese. We've just had our appetizer courses. They were fantastic, but what I want to do right now is give you a sense of the space. Because on this channel we never make you watch us eat, I'll come back later on with still photos to show you some of the food that we had. But first, let's get a sense of the space. That is the check-in desk, and you absolutely want reservations before you come here. It's 7 o'clock, so it's a high time, but it's also Tuesday, and it is absolutely packed. They have a full-service bar, but one of the things that they specialize in is various Japanese whiskeys. And their sushi and sashimi is fantastic. We just had some of that in the appetizer course. They prepare that here. You can get a seat at the sushi bar if you would like, but it's incredibly fresh, high-end sort of stuff. You can see that restaurant is packed, it's high energy, it's got a nice vibe, there's a lot of good music going on. One of the other things that they do here, which I love, is the display case for their Wagyu beef. I don't want to get too close to it because out of respect for the other diners, but yeah, they've got a display case right back there for some of their high-end beef that you can take a look at, as well as their own butcher. So I'm going to go around to my table real quick. There are tables available. You can still get seated, but I think you're going to feel safer with reservations almost all the time. So sit tight with me for just a second, and I will come back in just a minute to tell you about the great things that we're having to eat. Before you sit down at Morimoto, one of the things that I would encourage you to do is spend some time looking at the menu. That's because most of their dishes are designed to be shared amongst the table. They'll just put them right in the middle. They also have proper entrees though, or you could get sushi or sashimi or sushi rolls, so I'd spend some time looking at the menu before you get started. I'd also spend some time looking at the bar menu because their cocktails are fantastic. I'll be honest, that surprised me a little bit because their bar's not all that terribly large, but I ordered this double ginger here, and that's a sweeter drink than I would normally prefer, but it was great. It actually did a really good job of complementing several of the things I ordered. Later on in the meal, I decided I wanted a second cocktail, so I ordered a Vesper, which wasn't something which was on their menu. But a Vesper is, think of it, it's like a martini, but it's 2/3 gin and 1/3 vodka. I asked them to substitute out an orange twist for a lemon twist. They were able to do it perfectly. Their bar can do anything it is that you're interested in doing. They also had a pretty extensive wine list. Now, when it came time for food, there were 2 of us eating, and we elected to break it up into 3 different parts. We didn't get dessert, but we went appetizers to sushi to entrees. And the first appetizer that we got, and we shared this between us, was the Wagyu beef Carpaccio. It was one of the tenderest, most flavorful cuts of beef I'd had. The seasoning was perfect. It obviously wasn't a lot, but it was an absolute highlight of the meal. A really tender Japanese beef can be great. In this way, you can have a great taste of it without paying for an entire steak. We also ordered the yellowtail jalapeno, which is pretty common on a lot of restaurant menus now, although Morimoto executed it particularly skillfully. Some raw yellowtail tuna with a little bit of ponzu sauce, some jalapeno. They had done a really good job of de-seeding the jalapeno so it wasn't hot, but still very, very flavorful. So both of those appetizers were great and were things that we shared between us. After that, we moved to sushi, and each of us ordered our own sushi plates. This first one is mine. I ordered a pickled root vegetable. I ordered some Wagyu beef Carpaccio, and I also ordered 1 piece of fish. All of them were great. And I get it that I'm starting to order a fairly beef-centric meal here, but it's what I like, and they executed it awfully skillfully. My buddy that I was dining with ordered several different pieces of fish, including the yellowtail, some salmon. He ordered a little bit of eel and some octopus. All of those choices were also fantastic. Now, he ordered those as sashimi, actually, which meant that instead of being served over rice, they were served over noodles, but we enjoyed that. So at this point, we've had a fair amount to eat. We both had appetizers, we both had some sushi, but we felt like we wanted to have ordered a proper entree, so we each did that, and we traded bites a little bit. I ordered the ishiyaki chashu bop, so that was pork, think pork belly, essentially a thick piece of unpreserved bacon on rice, and they cooked it tableside in this just screamingly hot bowl with the eggs, and that was incredibly flavorful. The presentation was a whole lot of fun, in addition to it being flavorful and the presentation being fun, that was probably one of the most filling things that I think we could have ordered at this meal. The buddy that I was dining with wound up getting this whole fish in a tofu sauce, which was less to my personal taste, but he loved it. I guess I got kind of a presentation thing. I'm more of a filet sort of person. I would prefer my fish already be filet, but one of the really marvelous things they did, there wasn't a hint of bone in here. They gave the whole fish and somehow had deboned the thing. The skill on that was just incredible, and the sauce was also very nice. So if you go to Morimoto, you're going because you're looking for a high-end dining experience. And almost always a high-end Japanese dining experience, although they'll serve you a lovely steak if that's what you're in the mood for. It's not a particularly cheap place, but it's a nice dinner out in Vegas, right? You're not going there because what you're looking for is cheap. Spend some time before you get there thinking about how you want to handle it. Are you going to go for proper entrees? Is everything going to be shareable plates? And the thing that they're best at here, the thing which they're super premium at, is sushi and sashimi, whether that is fish or whether they are beef cuts. And I would absolutely give that a shot. I hope this video has been helpful to you. If it has, I would really appreciate your support for the channel by clicking like and subscribe. I'd be thrilled to answer your questions in the comments section below, or just to hear your thoughts. What do you like about here? What are some of your favorite places to eat at in Vegas? Thanks so much, and happy travels.